Hey everybody, Paul James Caden here with the Spirit Side. In this particular video, I want to do a second spirit session with the Janama Spirit Box app. I found the All Saints Day session to be quite fascinating with some of the responses that came through. So I wanted to try this app out again, and I wanted to inquire of the spirits as to why they ask for help so much of the time. And this really came to the front of my mind when I was volunteering this week at the hospital where I've done certain sessions. And this hospital that I volunteer at is actually a hospice. So you go in and you sit at the bedside of folks that their family may be out of town. Some of them don't have family. So you go in and just talk to them, read to them, or just be a presence that's comforting to them in their room if they're alone by themselves. And last week, when I was volunteering, I went into the room of this elderly lady who was sleeping. And sometimes you just go in the room, even if they're sleeping, and you just sit with them, just having a presence in the room. And while I was sitting there, she woke up and she starts crying. And I asked her, do you want me to get the nurse? Are you okay? Are you in pain? And she's saying over and over again, help me, help me, help me. And long story short, we found out she wasn't in pain. She was actually afraid to die. She kept saying that she made so many mistakes in life. She was afraid. She needed grace. She needed God. But she was afraid. And she kept saying, help me, help me, help me. And I need help. And the more she said this and the way she was saying it, it started to dawn on me that this was kind of the tone that we hear from the spirits a lot in sessions. And it made me wonder, which is, a theory in paranormal investigations, that some spirits are afraid to cross over because of the mistakes they made in their lives. And so I want to inquire of the spirits in this session if this is true, if they're really afraid to move into the light because of the mistakes they made. They feel they're unworthy. They're scared. So this is one of the things I really want to delve into in this session and see where it goes. I'm very curious to ask the questions I have set up for the spirits in this session, and I hope we get some good responses in the Janama app, because I think we could really learn a lot from this line of questioning. So without further ado, let's get into the session. Let's see what comes through, if anything, and what we can learn about those spirits that seem to be stuck and refuse to go into the light. And now just a quick footnote and epilogue to this intro to the video. The lady I was sitting with, I did say some prayers with her. I read some Psalms to her. I talked to her. And this did calm her down, along with some meds to help her relax. And she did fall into a peaceful sleep before I left. So we'll see if she's there next week. And hopefully she's doing better. But, this is really a reminder that all of us should try to be good people in our lives. I mean, we all make mistakes. But I've seen a lot of people on their deathbeds go through this kind of thing, just afraid and just very regretful of the mistakes they made in their lives, the way they treated people. One of the things this lady kept saying is, "Oh, I made such a mess. I made so many mistakes. I hurt so many people. I made such a mess. Help me, somebody help me." And she just kept saying that over and over and over. And like I said, this is the kind of thing we hear from the spirits. And it really solidified for me that perhaps this is why there are some spirits that don't cross over, and why we hear so much of that phrase, help me, coming through on the spirit boxes. So let's get into this session and see if this app will produce the results. I'm hoping that it will. And I'll see you in a minute in the session. All right, this is the second session that I'm going to be doing with the Janama Spirit Box. And during this session, I'm just in my office room at night. I play with a lot of the apps here before I review them. And I get a lot of responses. I get a lot of words and replies just sitting here connecting with spirit and using the apps. So I'm going to use this particular app tonight and see who comes through and if the replies are as interesting as some of the ones during the All Saints Day session. And I'm also, like I did with the Portal app, I'm going to be listening for repeat phrases to see if those responses in the first session were flukes or if they were legitimate. So let's begin. Are there any spirits with me in this room tonight? Can you tell me your names, please? I would ask again, can any of you tell me your names? How many spirits are here with me tonight? Are there always spirits in this room, or do you only come when I call? Let me repeat that question. Are there always spirits in this room, or do you only come when I communicate with you? When you come to these sessions, what is it that you're looking for? Why haven't you gone to the light? Are you afraid of judgment? Are you afraid you'll be punished for the mistakes you made in life? Have any of you seen your loved ones and relatives trying to bring you into the light? Have they come for you? Have any of you seen angels? Have angels come to try to assist you into the light? Why are you afraid to enter the light? Why do some spirits still not believe in God? Are they spirits that are so jaded they just refuse to believe? And are these particular souls the definition of evil spirits? Could you please tell all of us who engage in and listen to these sessions, are there such a things as demons? Have any of you ever seen a demonic spirit? And what did this being look like? Were they hideous and scary? Or were they actually fallen angels that were beautiful? What did they look like? Well, I thank any and all of you that left a word or a message tonight. And I would ask you before I close this session, is there any last message you would like to share with me or those who listen to these sessions? Any last messages? Well, I thank you again for your words and messages, and we will talk again soon. Bye for now. So that was the session. I'm going to go back and listen to this particular recording, and we'll see what has come through.